Welcome back to another FlossTube. I think this is number 26. I am Jade. I'm the 310 Stitcher here on FlossTube and on Instagram. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. There's a plethora of FlossTube videos which I absolutely love, but thank you very much for choosing to spend some time here. This is going to be a regular update, and I'm going to apologize in advance if I'm schwitzing. My face looks a little shiny. We're still going through this heat wave here in Ottawa. It's about 32 degrees, which I think is just over 90 Fahrenheit, if I remember correctly. Anyhow, again, thank you. You're very welcome here. And let's get started. So I have as per usual, I have my iPad over here for some stats. So I'm going to be looking over to my left, your right, and then on my right, your left will be is my basket with all of my WIPs that I've worked on in the past couple of weeks since I saw you last. I guess it's been just a little bit over 2 weeks, but in there I've had a couple of other videos. I had the WIP parade and I had Stitch With Me, or maybe 2 Stitch With Me's actually. Anyway, let's get moving. Hopefully the kitty cats and the dog don't go bananas on us. All right, so first things first. If you've seen if you haven't seen previous videos, hi, my name is Jade, and my plan for this year was to work to specific percentage points on my projects. So most of my projects are full coverage. I do have several which are not. So I'll tell you about what those goals are as we go along. But essentially I had about, I'm sorry, that's my dog growling at the cat for no reason at all. I don't know if you can hear him. Anyway, I had about 6 to 8, I think it was 8 at one point, 8 projects that I was focusing on, and I had pretty significant weekly goals, weekly targets for those. About a month ago, I decided that I was going to retire 2 of those projects from my focus WIPs just because they were incredible amounts of confetti. It was just all confetti. And so those are just in my regular pile now. I will pick them up at some point. I just haven't had a chance to yet. And what I do is, sorry, I'm just looking at my list over here. What I do is I'm going to continue working on my 6 focus WIPs that remain. On top of that, I now have some time, since I retired those other 2 WIPs, I now have some time to work on at least one other project. It's turned out so far to be about one project. So what I do is I use my wheel. I have a wheel with all my WIPs and that are not my focus WIPs. Oh, would you go away? Sorry, I have no idea why he's growling. He's just being jealous of smoke. So I have a wheel with all my WIPs, and I pick one during these videos to be the extra WIP that I work on for the next 2 weeks. On top of that, I've now also started picking a new start every 2 weeks. So every time we have one of these videos, I pick a new start. So again, I created a wheel with just all of the new WIPs or all new projects, which I have patterns for, just haven't started. But I have patterns, I have fabric, and I have a master set of DMC and CXC thread, so I'm not worried about that. So every 2 weeks, I'm just going to start something. Okay, so why don't we start with the new start that I just had. And unfortunately, you're not going to see much. Wait a minute, I need the picture. So my new start, if I can find the picture. I'm not going to be able to locate it very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the black and white picture, which I printed. So this is Mother Nature's Summer. So this was in just Cross Stitch magazine. This one was in the June edition. So I think there's 6 of these in total. I have 5 of them. I'm still trying to locate the Halloween one I'm missing. But anyway, so this was the WIP that I pulled, and I wasn't sure about it. I was a little bit disappointed because I have so many amazing full coverage projects which I'm just dying to start. And of course, like the first week I did this, it picks the smallest thing, which was just a luggage tag, which by the way, I still haven't gotten around to doing. At some point I'll do it. And although I did do the design for that one, so that's good. But anyways, then I pulled this one. So I'll show you what I've done so far. Doing this in a Q-snap. I'm doing this on 32 count linen by Permin. I honestly have no idea which end is up. I should have marked it, but that's it. So it's cream colors and sort of a beigey color, I guess. So that is somewhere in the vicinity of, I should have grabbed my notebook as well. 1,200 stitches. Believe it or not, doesn't look like it, does it? Anyway, it's been working out okay. What I had to do, so I'm doing this on Markup RXP. So I took a picture of the pattern and then I uploaded the pictures. Unfortunately, I couldn't I did collate them all together into one PDF, but when I did that and then imported it into Markup RXP, the symbols got really blurry, and I think that's just and I know that that's happened before with different things, even for work and stuff, so that's just a function of converting the picture to a PDF. So I just uploaded the individual pages and just started working on one. So Markup RXP did recognize the symbols. It didn't add the color, so I had to go and do that, but that wasn't a big deal. I'm just doing it as I go along. All right, so that's the first one. It's coming along pretty well. I don't think that one would, if I was to focus on it, I don't think it would take all that long. But of course, it's not going to be one that I focus on right now. Okay, let's get to the WIPs. So these are all my focus WIPs for the year. Let's start with my anniversary piece. Oh, this reminds me. So I found out from Kim, the 303 Stitcher. Hi, Kim. Let me know that in my WIP parade, I actually missed 2 very important projects. So one of them is this project, and it's so funny. I can't believe I actually missed it because this and Dragons of Sabbath have had the majority of my stitching time this year. So it's a significant amount of of stitching that I've done this year. Anyways, I can't believe I forgot it. Just my brain farted. Okay, so since you saw this the last time, I put in 2,103 stitches and I am at 37.6%. So this, I'm speaking about Home Sweet Home. Hopefully I'll put a picture in here somewhere. And I'll show you my stitching. So this is on the far, this is the far right. And I was working all in here, finished, so a good chunk of this got done as well as all of this. I was just kind of working from that way over. The page ends about here, and I had just wanted to get, like this was all 310 over here, so I just wanted to get to the bottom of that. So that's, and then this I think is the coverlet for the bed. I could be wrong. But anyway, so that's where I am right now. I'm working on the 2 pages, well actually I guess 3 pages or 4 pages because there's actually 2. I have just a few stitches to fill in on this page, the remainder of this page, and then just a little bit here, although I might not do that until later. We'll see. Let me show you where the whole thing stands right now. And I'm just, bear with me for a minute. I can show you on Markup RXP how much, like just visually how much I've done of the whole thing. Okay. So this is how much I've done. So I've gone all the way across the top. That was 1 row of pages. And then started on the second and third row of pages. And I'm working in here right now just because that's, I know there's a gap up there, but my Q-snap doesn't show. I had moved, when I finished this page, I had moved my Q-snap down, so I'm just going to fill out the area that my Q-snap is at first before I move it again. Yeah. So that's coming along really well. Super happy about that. All right, so that is Home Sweet Home. I'm just gonna take a second to put this back in the bag because Smoke, my kitten, my mischievous kitten, likes to take the magnets, like these things, off of my projects. And the last thing I want is for him to swallow or to chew the magnet piece off. Bo, out of here. No, get out of my garbage. Go on. Yeah, I don't need another vet bill for that. Next. Okay, this was a new start the last time actually. So okay, so I've now had three new starts. I was thinking it was only 2. I've completely forgot about this. I have a picture of it right here. So this is called the Nature Sampler by Tinsel Cross Stitch. And it's from Etsy. So a bunch of people are doing this. I think there's a tag on Instagram that's called #squishedbird, and that's because this bird up here looks squished. I started in the middle just because I got paranoid, because it's not full coverage. I got paranoid about the fabric. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm doing this on 32 count. I think it's 32 count. I've lost the tag now. Pretty sure it's 32 count. It could be 28 count, but I don't think so. Pretty sure it's 32. And this is all I've done so far. So I've not put very much work into this the past couple of weeks. Less than 100 stitches. So this looks pretty well the same as what you saw last time. Okay, this back in the bag. I need a new bag, a different bag for that one. Okay, what's in this one? Nope, I did not work on the mirror. Hi, Bo. What is it? What's up? I did not work on that one either. All right, let me show you my Dragons of the Sabbath. So I'll show you first a picture in case you haven't seen this before. There's several people doing this. So it is, it was charted by Pain Free Crafts, and it's from, the artwork is by Anne Stokes. It is a retired pattern right now, so you can't get it anymore. But that is Dragons of the Sabbath. So my goal, last year was to get all of the black on the outside. Yes, I am stitching all of the black. There's 255,000 stitches of black approximately, out of the total of 604,000 in this entire piece. So by the end of the year, last year I wanted all of the corners done, all of the outside. So I accomplished that, yay me. And then there's a whole lot of black still on the inside. You can see all of in between the dragons and all in there. And I want that all finished by the end of this year. So I think it's doable. I have about 30,000 stitches left. Is that right? Yeah, 35,000. So I have 35,000 stitches left. I'm 86% of the way through the black, so we're getting there. So yeah, so far I've done 216,000 black stitches. Crazy, crazy. Okay, let me show you where I am. So if you recall from the picture I just showed you, the center. This is all wrapped up. So I'm working on the center part, so all of these things. So by the end of last year, I had also, oh, no, I didn't. I finished at Stitch North. That's right. I finished all of the outlining at Stitch North this year, which was what, April, I think. And so now it's just been, you know, coloring book. I don't need my pattern. I just need my clover needle thing that's got 10 needles on it. I'll load them up, and then I'm guaranteed 1,500 stitches from those 10 needles. And then I put it away, and then I start again. In order to get this finished, all the black finished by the end of this year, which is what I'm aiming for, I have to do 1,473 stitches a week. So far it's been about that. There's been lots of occasions where I've done significantly more. In the past 2 weeks, I've not done that because last week, the week of the 7th of July 7th, I didn't work on this at all, because I had done 9,000 stitches the week before. So the last time you saw it, I had just put 9,000 stitches and I needed a break. So I didn't work on it last week, 2 weeks ago. And then last week I put in 2,100 stitches. So I'm still ahead anyways. Let me show you how much I've got done. Let me put this back in the bag. This is that clover needle thing. By the way, you load your needles in there. Sorry, just one moment. That one has quite a few of those magnetic things, so I have to keep them. Anyone who watched my Stitch with me the last time, this past week, and I was talking about my cats, and I was talking about my mischievous younger cat and how he adores fish food. Several of you gave me some really good tips on how I can avoid him eating fish food. For those of you who don't know, fish food is toxic to cats and dogs because it has garlic in it. So we had some vet bills. Anyway, so all of the green is the black that I've done. And so you can see I have about half of the wheel on the inside to complete. So that is coming along very nicely. There we very nicely. Okay, next. What's in this bag? Okay, this one is Sunset in Venice. Let me show you a picture. This is artwork by Dominic Davidson. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is it's the request a size regular colors, so it's somewhere in between. It's in between a regular and super size. I didn't want to quite do the super size, but I wanted something a little bigger than the regular size. So that project has, bear with me for a moment. That project has a total of 301,600 stitches, and so far I've done just under 84,000. So I'm at 27.74%. What did I do since the last time I saw you? I did, no, that's not right. I did 1,364 stitches. So this one I'm aiming to get 1/3 complete, so 33.33% complete by the end of the year. It's just a random goal that I set for myself at the beginning of the year, or late last year. And in order to do that, I have to do 663 stitches a week. I am ahead of the game because I typically do a little more than that minimum, and I generally want to finish the thread. I'm trying not to leave started threads on my patterns. So anyway, yeah, so that's where that is. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So that's only about 6% left. Just under 6% left. So that's pretty good. I should be able to do that in the next 5 months, 4.5 months. I haven't shown it to you yet. Okay. I showed you the picture. Let me show you what the whole thing looks like so far that I have done. This one here. So I've gone, that's the whole first row of pages, and then the second row of pages, and then I've started in on, I'm just, like I said, I'm finishing my threads in the adjacent pages wherever needed. And so where I am is I'm in here. That's right. That's what you're going to see in a second. So you won't see much. You're just going to see that mess. I don't like all these waste threads. I've figured out how to run. I now have an awesome stand, table / lap stand, and it's what the needlework system for. I love it. Highly recommend. It's amazing. Anyway, so I have the Q-step attachment, so I now always work in that. I don't work in hand anymore, unless I'm not home. But I'm flipping it to get to the back so I can run the thread underneath the other stitches to secure it. The ends, I could do it, no problem. It's just a pain in the butt. So I have figured out actually how to do that without looking. So I just kind of do it while it's still face up for me. I have lost my needle once because I couldn't get it out. It was still attached to the thread, so no big deal. I was able to pull it out, but I couldn't pull it through all the way through. But yeah, when I just started this page, I didn't really have anywhere to do that, so that's why I have some of this stuff. As we get more filled out, then I'll be able to fasten from underneath. All right, so this is being done, did I say already? It's being done on 25 count. 25 count, even weave 1/1. Just making sure I'm putting this in the right bag. Okay. Next project is the Heaven and Earth design cell. So if you haven't watched my videos before, just a quick recap. This is, I'll show you the picture. That's the picture. It's called Merry Mushroom Village 1, and it is a snippet of Merry Mushroom Village Picnic by Amy Stewart, charted by Haid. So Haid did a stitch along. They offered 10 charts that you could choose from to stitch for the stitch along, and they give a little incentive, which is that if you finish the entire thing by the end of the year, they're all about 58 to 61,000 stitches. If you finish the entire thing by the end of the year, you get all 10 of the charts that were offered for the stitch along, plus you get to choose 2 patterns from Heaven and Earth Design's website, any 2 you want. If you don't finish the entire thing, but you finish 4 pages, then you get just the 10 patterns that were offered. I still think it was very generous of them. So that's what I've got done to date. So that first row of 4 pages, and I'm working down here, and again, because I'm finishing off the threads, it's carrying through some of the other pages, which is fine. I've converted most of my Q-snaps to either 11 by 11 or 8 by 11. Just dropped all the threads. And this is it here. So that's why I showed you a picture of where we are, because most of my, actually I guess it's all 3 of the pictures. All 3 of the ones I've shown you so far, I had moved the Q-snap to move on to work on a new row of pages. So you don't see very much. Hence the pictures. Okay. And next is another piece that I think I also forgot. Oh, sorry, Merry Mushroom Village. Hold on. Merry Mushroom Village. Since the last time you saw it, I put in 1,714 stitches. I don't know why my brain farted there. Since you saw it the last time, in order to get this project complete by the end of the year, I have to do 1,077 stitches a week for the next 24 weeks. That will get me to 100%. Yeah, so that's where we stand right now. And I have decided that I am not going to worry about whether I finish the whole thing or not. If I do, fantastic. If I don't, that's okay too. Okay, the next one I want to show you, I think I also forgot in my WIP parade. A brain dysfunction. So this is called the Coliseum. It is charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. I don't remember who the artist is, because that information does not get kept in. It does not get kept in the PDF or in markup. Sorry, when you upload the PDF file to markup, it doesn't keep certain pages. So I'm not sure where the artwork is from, who did the artwork. So what I'm going to show you is I'm basically working on Sky right now. I finished this corner. And maybe let me show you. So that's where I am. And it's all really light blues so far. So it's a lot of light colors. It's working out pretty well though. I like that. So this is I'm working on this on 22 count, which I measured to be a 23 count. Anyways, even weave, which I tea-dyed myself. And since the last time you saw this, I have put in 1,207 stitches. So this project, I was hoping to get to 25% by the end of the year. To do that, I have to do 514 stitches a week. That tends to be no problem whatsoever to do. That's one stitchy session for me. So I'm at 16% complete so far. This is one of the smaller ones. It's only 153,584 stitches. Small. I say small in comparison to some of my other projects, like the world map, which has 713,000 stitches. That is it for WIPs. Let me show you. I do have some haul, but let me show you first. I'm just going to put these all back in the basket here. No, it's not. I have one more, because I also pulled a project the last time I also pulled a project to work on that was not my focus pile, right? It was in the other WIPs. I am getting started on my flower of the month. I only have these 2 left, so I'm excited about that. I haven't done July's yet, but it will get worked on this week. Well, or before the end of the month anyways. Okay, so the project that I worked on, whoa. I don't know what I did. Okay, so the project I worked on that I pulled at random was Magic Study, the rainbow version by Rose Con. This was a Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, to be honest. I think Rose Con was one of the ones that one of the artists that retired from Heaven and Earth Designs, but I'm not 100% sure. It's beautiful, and I'm still stuck up in this corner here with the drapes and the chandelier. I will show you what I've got so far. This project is so big. So that's all I've got so far. How many stitches are in this? This has just short of 443,000 stitches, and I've only done 8,347, so I'm at 1.88%. But without further ado, let me show you. So this is where I was, or where I am now. So I basically just wanted to finish, I want to finish this page before moving over. I did take a couple of these and work them in, because I didn't want to start a new one here for only a few stitches when I saw that the thread was like right here. So, but yeah, so I put in, what did I put in? 1,254 stitches. So that's quite a bit different than the last time you saw it. So yeah, so my plan for this one is to finish this page, then work my way back, weave in all of these things and finish those pages, and then before I move the Q-snap. This is the Ada that stands on its own. 25 count. Do not recommend. It's not bad. It's not terrible. But it is scratchy. So I do get a rash sometimes. Anyways. Okay. Let's that's it for the new start and the old WIPs and my focus WIPs. Let's draw, before I move on to something else, let's draw a new WIP to work on when I finish my focus pieces for this coming 2-week period. Where's the wheel? Why can't I find the wheel? Spin. So WIPs. All right, and let's go. Gamer Nouveau, awesome. Let me write that down. I have wanted to work on that, so that's fantastic. It would help if I have a pen that works. Gamer Nouveau. let me see if I have that one here. I should. If you can bear with me for just a second here. I can't find it. It didn't have very much. It didn't have very much done on it anyways, just the top corner. But what I do have now is I have a cone of the gray that goes around all the outside, so I shouldn't have the issue anymore with the color. I had an issue with one with color with dye lots, where one square was significantly darker than the next square. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just that one corner. But now I will use the cone, so I shouldn't have that issue anymore. Okay, that's awesome. So now new starts. Let's pick a new start. Okay, ready? Oh, I missed that. What did it say? I think what I saw was, I still cannot select that one. It keeps selecting the ones on either side because the slices are so small. Okay, well, I think it was the Witch Sister cell. I will not give up until I am able to select that one to confirm. If it's different, I'll put it down below. But I can't. Okay, let me show you a picture. So I believe this is by Witch's Garden Crafts. And it was a stitch along last year sometime. It's not in that one. Hopefully I cut that out. I have this kitted already with linen and floss. And do I have a picture of the entire thing? I don't think I do. I'll show it to you next time. This is just the border. It was released in different sections. That's just the border so far. I'll show you the picture of the whole thing next time because I'll have it in Markup RXP, so I'll be able to pull it up. Okay, so that's the new start. If it's different than Witch Sister's cell, I will put it down in the box below. And if I don't, well, it'll be a surprise to both of us the next time, I guess. Okay, I do have a couple of 3-4 quick knitting WIPs to show you, and then I'll show you what I bought, which is not a ton. So the first one is a pair of socks using this yarn, which is by Ice Yarns. It's a superwash merino and nylon. I have have one whole sock complete, less the heel, which will go right in there. I'll take that black thread out, put the stitches back on each side of that line, put the stitches back on the needles, and then knit a heel. But I won't do that until I'm finished the second sock. And this is how much I've done of the second sock. I think the last time you saw it, I had just done the cuff. So this just stays in my purse, and I do it, you know, whenever I'm stuck waiting for something. So they're kind of slow going. My next thing I want to show you is my shawl. So this is called the Half and Half wrap by Pearl Soho. If I can, I'll put a picture in, I'll show you. I should have it here. Okay, here we go. So it's basically a big square. So you have two triangles of different colors making up the square, and then it just becomes this nice cozy wrap. So that's what it's going to look like. And I'm doing I don't remember what the second color is. I think I'm going to have to go through and select it again. I'll do some not floss tossing, yarn tossing, I guess. But I'm using this Blue Moon Fiber Arts Gaia Fingering 100% merino wool called Strawberry Fields Forever, and it's a beautiful mottled strawberry color. So it's not a solid color. And this is what I have so far. So if I show you from this side, the last time you saw it, I was right there. So I've put in about a dozen rows. And they're very long rows. As you can see, I don't remember how many stitches, but it's a few hundred, I think. At least a couple hundred, I would think. Anyway, so that's that. It's slowly coming along. Again, I just work on this when it's just knitting, and then just with the short row at the end, at the one end where to form the triangle. And I just knit on it when I am watching TV or I'm listening to people talk or whatever, because again, I don't need a pattern. It's just knitting until I have to work my way all the way across. So I have a long, long, long way to go. Okay, and I wanted to show you my other Hi, Bo, you're still there. Where'd my other socks go? Bobo, where's my socks? Okay, I can't show you my socks. That's okay. I'll show you my sweater. So since the last time you saw me, I cast on a sweater. It's called the Windswept sweater by Tin Can Knits. And this one has some bad news. So I'm using a DK weight merino cashmere from Color Mart. That's it. Okay. So this is really weird. Look, needles, yarn, sweater. Can you guess what happened? So this is very weird. You start off, don't look at this ruffled part. You start off with the collar, so this kind of goes back here. And then from there you knit down. And then you pick up stitches along the one side, which will then become the rest of the sweater. And you carry along. So it's really weird because you pick up, so this becomes the neck, the outside part, and you pick up on 3 sides stitches. So on the 2 sides you carry through the lace pattern that you can see there, and then the rest of it is just stockinette, just knit. And I misunderstood when we started to increase for the shoulder seams. I misread that the instruction for the increases was not written well, so I misunderstood it. So I had to yank it out. I'm just going to start again. It was just one afternoon's worth of work. The hardest part is going to be getting all these stitches back on the needles from this part. Although here it'll be easy because I never took out the lifeline. The other side, not so much. I did take that out. Oh well, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. So that's my knitting. I have, like I said, I have another pair of socks, which I wanted to show you. But I think they're in my car. I think so, because otherwise they would be with my purse, and they're not there. All right. The next thing I wanted to show you was a couple of new things that I got. And so okay, so the next thing I want to show you is a couple of new things that I got that came in. I bought these on Facebook Marketplace and thought they were very, very cute. So this one, you're going to be surprised because it's sampler-ish, but I just thought it was really cute. This is called October Mood by Dream Pattern, I don't know. So cute. I love all the birds and the bats and the cats and the frogs in the border. And the lady sitting down, having her cup of tea with her kitty cat. So that's one. So it came with it looks like a 22 count, to be honest with you. I will have to check. Although it says 18 count. So whatever. It's one of those two. So that's one. And then the other one is a Thomas Kincaid kit called A New Day Dawning by Candamar Designs Inc. showing pretty well. So that's good. So this one is interesting. So it comes with the floss. Obviously, it's a kit. But the floss is not organized. So that's going to be fun, figuring it out. And then it looks like the person that I bought this from actually wanted to start, because there's a needle that's actually threaded. But the interesting thing is that the pattern is already on this. So that's interesting. I've never done that before. I mean, I have the printed kits from, you know, from those China ones, but they're different. This one doesn't have a key. So I guess I just have to hunt and peck for those colors. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. I haven't really looked at it yet. And that amount of floss also doesn't look like it's enough for that size canvas. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about my dog. Okay, so those are the two things I bought. I think everything else I showed you before. Oh, look what I found. I found my other socks. They were right in front of me. Right. Okay, so this is a pair of socks for my husband. Bow stop. I'm doing this with Lana Grossa, which is a superwash wool and polyamide. They're super well wearing. Bow stop. And I have pretty much the whole sock done. I just have maybe about 10 rows of the cuff left to do. Done the heel. There's the toe. And yeah, so that'll be, yeah, so I typically want them to match, so I have about that many rows left. And then I can cast on the second one. All right. So that's what I have for that. I have, that's it for the stitching content and the knitting content. The only thing I have left to chat about is tarot. So I hope you know, my intention is not to offend anybody, but just to make it clear, tarot is not from the devil. It's not communing with the devil, just so that you know. I did have my first, I had my first troll. Anyways, whatever. I mentioned before, or if you haven't seen my videos before, I do have a tarot reading business as well. I'm a tarot reader and life coach. I have a website. It's always linked down below. You can get a reading from me via email, via video conference, via YouTube video, or in person. And this past weekend, I read at a crystal shop here in Ottawa. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There's a couple of readings where I was a bit sad because I couldn't tell I couldn't give people the news that they were hoping for, but it turned out in both cases that it was what their own intuition was telling them already anyway. So I just kind of reinforced that, and gave people some homework as to, you know, the types of things that they could do to sort of move on from the situation, or improve their situation, as it were. So that was that, and I'm also signed up to do a psychic fair in August, so in a couple of weeks. So that should be a lot of fun. I love reading tarot. I love to help people, and it just really is very validating when, you know, you do a reading for someone and it totally resonates with them, or they, you know, or you get the best ones are the ones where the people you have no interaction with the person, like they're just sitting like this the entire time. And I do the reading, and then at the end of the reading, I'm like, can you give me some, you know, some feedback? Did it resonate with you? Did it make sense? Did it not make sense? Was I totally out to lunch? And then they say, oh my God, yes, it absolutely resonated. Everything you said was accurate to the T. So so that is very validating. I really love that. And you know, people come with all kinds of questions, and you know, my role is not to judge, right? My role is just to help them through that. So yeah, so I have a 4-day conference coming up in a couple of weeks. That should be so much fun. And then I may do one in September as well. I'm not 100% sure. It depends. It's out of town, so I'm not sure that I'll do that one. But anyway, I got to play with my tarot cards again. I went through my stack. I do have well over 100 decks. Yes, I'm obsessed. Although I haven't bought a new one for a couple of years, so I'm impressed with myself. Why are you growling? My dog is sitting behind me on the floor, talking back at me. Anyways, I went through every single one, and I pulled out the ones, like, there were some that I pulled out. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I need this right now. I need to start working with this one right now. And then others were like, yes, I will get back to it, but I put it away for a while. So pulled out about a half a dozen decks to work with over the next month, and then I'll rotate them out next month, or I guess end of August, or whenever I feel like it. Anyway, what else? I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I did have some shout outs, but I'll do that next time, because we're now an hour in, and I don't want to get people to wait for a whole hour just to find out why I tag them in my video. So anyway, I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're keeping cool or warm, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And I hope that you're happy, health, safe. I hope that you always remember to be kind, because you never know what the person is going through that you're dealing with, and it costs nothing. So until next time, so I'll see you in a couple of weeks. If you are still here and you enjoyed what you saw, or you saw something that you liked, please do hit the like and subscribe button, the share, do all those YouTube-y things. It helps the channel, and I would really appreciate it. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. I may do another Stitch With Me next week. It remains to be, or this week, actually today's Monday. It remains to be seen, so look out for that. Maybe on Friday or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, so until next time, my friends, happy stitching.